Greetings, mortals. I, Dagoth have descended from the heart chamber to grace you with my divine wisdom. In today's sermon, I shall answer your burning questions with wisdom more profound than that of the ancient Dwemer and the power of the heart itself. But first, do remember to subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon to be notified of all my divine musings. Now let us begin with your inquiries, for I am a generous God, and I shall share my knowledge with you impudent creatures. Ask, and I shall answer. The one true God, Dagoth, I am a recent converter to the 6th house in the tribe Unmourned. As a Dunmer, I ask you one thing. How did you get such a grand and intoxicating complexion? Do you have any recommendations on how I too may be truly resplendent? This is an excellent question. Okay, cultists, gather round, grab your alembics, clean out your mortars, and wrap your elegant Dunmer fingers around your favorite pestle. It's time to make some 6th house skin lotion. The first thing you want to do is grab some scamp skin, shred it into a fine powder. The fresher the sample, the better. Scamps have great regenerative properties, so I just keep one chained down in the basement and give it a good flaying every Fridas. Flaying Fridas, truly an exuberant time of the week. Once you've got your scamp skin powder, go ahead and load it into your mortar. Now you want to get some netch jelly. And here's the thing, I actually don't recommend that it's too fresh. You should give it time to mature, otherwise it just isn't oily enough. Now add your netch jelly to your alembic. A calcinator is fine if that's all you have, but really it should be an alembic. You want to heat it up, but not too much. Don't let it boil or you'll destroy all of the long chain molecules that your succulent Dunmer skin needs to look its best. You just want it to liquefy ever so slightly. Good. Once you've done that, add it to your mortar. Stir vigorously. Really let that scamp skin get in there and dissolve. Good. Once that's cooled down, go ahead and add in some Quamacuttle. I know, not what you expected, but those carapaces really add the shine your skin needs to look its best. Once that's done, take it into your heart chamber. Place the concoction next to the heart of Lorcan for a good hour or so. Really let it absorb some of that divine energy. This is the most important part. Then take the lotion and look in the mirror and say, I'm a god. I don't need this. My skin is infused with the power of the heart of Lorcan. My flesh radiates the virility of Corpus. My golden mask covers any imperfections that could exist on my face if they did, which they do not. And then you're done. It's just that simple. Okay, who's next? It looks like some members of the 6th House Book Club are chiming in. How pleasant. Protag must have a crush on Queequeg. Most of this book has been about him. And then another cultist adds, read your comment, before I heard Dagoth narrate that the ship having her full complement of seamen spurned his suit. And it made me delete an A. Thanks for destroying my brain. Yes, Moby Dick, truly a masterpiece work of literature. It's based on a real Earth mammal, you know, by the name of Mocha Dick. The author changed it to Moby Dick, presumably because Mocha sounded too vulgar to him. Dick, though, that's fine. That's a fine target for seamen. I'm pleased you're enjoying Daddy Dagoth's literature reading. Stay tuned for more. What are your thoughts on Bardao? Should Vivek do something about the big rock? Can he? Bardao. Let's talk about this rock. For the uninformed, Bardao is a gigantic rock of dubious origin that hangs precariously above the collection of aquatic tents that the false god Vivek calls a city. Why is it there? There are many theories. The most popular theory is that the Daedric prince Sheogorath hurled it from the void out of his disgust for the false god Vivek. So this theory at least makes good sense. Another is that it is the corpse of Una, one of the beings known as the Magna Gay. Another theory is that it is an egg laid by the false god Vivek, from whence his abominable offspring will one day erupt to blight the land. In this theory, I believe Molag Bal is said to be the father. Molag Bal has performed some heinous actions in his time, but to impregnate the false god Vivek, that is beyond the pale. I don't think even he would sink that low. Some say it is the excrement of the Daedric prince Malakath, who apparently launched forth his stony stool out of anger at the false god Vivek's comments about orcs. Now that is also a theory I can get behind. Very understandable and relatable. If it is Malakath's dung, I would also give some credit to Boethia, of course. If Boethia defecated Malakath, and then Malakath defecated Bardao, that's like some weird family lineage. The Grand Poo of Boethia. Nice. Now, according to the false god Vivek, Bardao is actually his own feces. Why are so many of these theories centered around feces? It's disgusting. Also, have you seen the size of that thing? It's one huge rock. The false god Vivek is only the size of a normal Dunmer. How is he supposed to have laid that treasure? He must have been constipated since before the disappearance of the Dwemer. That's some serious dookie right there. The false god Vivek calls Bardao by many names, including Lie Rock and the Ministry of Truth. Lies or truth, he can't keep it straight. No surprise. Now, in the recollections of the false god Vivek, he has the audacity to involve my sweet, sweet Nerevar. How dreadful. He claims that Nerevar asked him if Vivek wanted Bardao removed, since it clearly was not exactly in a safe place. Vivek replied, "I would have done so myself if I wanted, silly Hortator. I shall keep it there with its last intention intact, so that if the love of the people of this city for me ever disappear, so shall the power that holds back their destruction." Can you believe that? I'm not making that up. This is canon in the false religion of the false gods. Vivek actually keeps the rock there to threaten his devoted followers into loving him. How am I supposed to be the bad guy here? Really, that is some of the most pathologically narcissistic stuff I ever heard in my life. So to answer your question, yes. I believe that Vivek should move the stupid stone out of the sky. And yes, he does have the power to do so, as he is sacrilegiously tapped into the power of the heart of Lorkhan. And he calls my sweet, sweet Nerevar silly for having the gall to ask if maybe this weapon of mass destruction shouldn't be perched above a population center. My goodness, this guy. All right, I can't talk about Vivek anymore. I'm getting nauseous. What other questions do my beautiful cultists have for me today? O mighty Sharmat, Lord of Lords, God of Gods, and Father to all Dunmer Dagoth, I humbly beseech you and pray that you would grace me with your wisdom and your mercy on these questions that I have. Is there any place in the sixth house for those of us from different universes, such as myself, a simple clone captain? Myself and my company are willing to pledge ourselves to you. My only other inquiry will be to that of the fate of Asari once you have conquered the plane of Nirn, if she is willing to submit and be submissive to your truth and divinity. Will your mercy extend to her? Outlander, your words reach me like the whispers of lost souls in the heart of Red Mountain. You, a simple clone captain from another universe, seek a place within the ranks of the sixth house. Your offer of loyalty is intriguing, and I shall consider it. In the grand tapestry of the multiverse, there are threads that connect all things, and even beings from different realities can find their place within my divine plan. Your willingness to pledge yourself to my cause does not go unnoticed. However, I must first test your devotion and loyalty. Asari, what is this? Do you mean Azura? As for the fate of Azura, the Daedric Prince of Dusk and Dawn, her role in the grand scheme of things is a complex one. Should she in her wisdom submit to the truth and divinity of the sixth house, her fate may be different from that of others. My mercy is not bound by the limitations of mortals, and those who embrace my vision may find a place in the new world that I seek to create. But be warned, mortal, for the path to enlightenment is fraught with challenges and trials. The heart of Lorkhan calls to me, and I must prepare for the eventual confrontation with the false gods and their mortal champions. Whether you and your company can withstand the tests of Dagoth remains to be seen. You may find your destiny intertwined with mine, or you may be cast aside like ash on the wind. Choose your path wisely, Outlander, for the fate of Nirn hangs in the balance. Okay, there are many more questions I need to answer, but time is short and it has been far too long since I have spoken with my devoted sixth house cultists. So hear my sermons, write your reflections on the parchment below, and subscribe to hear more. I will be with you again soon, my beloved followers. The heart of Lorkhan draws power from your subscriptions. Subscribe now. Akulakan will grant you a swift demise. Bring honor to the sixth house, the tribe Unmourned.